Today we're going to be looking into the Sefer, and we're in Acts in Hebrew, and we're going to be in 24. Now, from 1 to 4, it explains how Paul is getting tried by the Pharisees for blasphemies. But here in verse 5, it says, "For we have found this man a pestilent fellow, and a mover of sedition along all the Yehudim throughout the world, and a ringleader of the sect of the NAZIYRIYM." So let's dig into what that word means. Here's the lexicon for the Sefer. So you can see right here, here's NAZIYRIYM. Here's how you pronounce it. NAZIYRIYM. NAZIYRIYM in Hebrew. It's a plural form of Nazir. NAZIYRIYM by a false alliteration with Nazareth. Those who are separated unto Yahuwah by a vow or an appointed time or task. So, here is Nazir, consecrated as a prince of Nazir, hence figuratively from the latter, an unpruned vine, like an unshorn Nazir, by a false alliteration with Nazareth, meaning they are not directly correlated with Nazareth. Now, it would appear that if the spelling is changed slightly, it is the same word, NAZIYRIYM in Hebrew. It has a slightly different meaning as well. It says, in the sense of greenness, as a striking color, a shoot, branches, figuratively, a descendant, the followers of Yahushua HaMashiach. So right here, this tells us this is what we are to be called. We follow Yahushua. We are NAZIYRIYM. Now we're going to go back into the Sefer, and I'm going to show you something else that I found. Now we're going into Numbers. There's Numbers in Hebrew. This is the third book of the Torah. Old Covenant. So we're going to go here into 6. And it says, "And Yahuwah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Yasharel, and say to them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazir, to separate themselves to Yahuwah, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried, all the days of his separation. He shall eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels, even to the husk, all the days of the vow of his separation. There shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separates himself to Yahuwah. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of his hair, the locks of the hair of his head grow, all the days that he separates himself to Yahuwah. He shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, or for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of his Elohim, we can say Eluah, is upon his head all the days of his separation. He is holy to Yahuwah, set apart to Yahuwah. And if any man dies very suddenly by him, and he has defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it. And on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves and 2 pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the assembly. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for an ascending smoke offering, and make atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall consecrate to Yahuwah the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled. And this is the Torah of the Nazir. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought to the door of the tabernacle of the assembly, and he shall offer his offering to Yahuwah. I'm guessing that's supposed to be the lamb of the first year without blemish, for an ascending offering, and 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for peace offerings, and a basket of unleavened cakes, I believe is what that means. Cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers. You know what? Let's look that up. So matzah does mean unleavened. So unleavened cakes with fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened anointed with oil, and their obligation and their drink offerings. And the priest shall bring them before Yahuwah, and shall offer his sin offering and his ascending smoke offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offering to Yahuwah, with the basket of unleavened. The priest shall offer all his obligation and his drink offering. And the Nazir shall shave his head, or shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the assembly, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of the peace offering. And the priest shall take the sodden shoulder of the ram, and 1 unleavened cake out of the basket, and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazir after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Yahuwah. This is holy, set apart for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder. And after that, the Nazir may drink wine. This is the Torah of the Nazir, who has vowed, and of his offering to Yahuwah for his separation, besides that his hand shall get according to the vow which he vowed. So he must do after the Torah of his separation. And Yahuwah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, and to his sons, saying, On this wise you shall bless the children of Yasharel, saying to them, Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Yasharel, and I will bless, barak them. So what I got from this was, first of all, what we're supposed to be called as followers of Yahusha is NAZIYRIYM. And that would be the collective. And individually, we are Nazir. Now, if we take our vow to follow him seriously, we are still bound by the Torah. We still must follow the law. And most of what the sacrifices were needed seem to have been for peace and for sin, which that makes sense considering we have the Ruach, which is symbolized as a dove, which gives us the ability to stray from sin and not do it anymore. And the Lamb, which is Yahusha, is what is necessary for our payment, because without him, we can't make that payment. It's only able to be made because of him. So I think it's pretty clear. We're still supposed to follow the old law. This is what we are supposed to be called. Let's stop living in the lie. Let's live in the truth. Shalom, everybody. Have a great day.